What's up, folks? It's your boy, the Noob, and I'm back from Katsucon. That's right. This weekend, I went out to Katsucon, a convention that's down in DC. I actually go down to this every year because my group of friends, we like to go there and we like to do shoots, especially a big Fate series shoot, because I do Iskandar from Fate Zero. So I wanted to talk about some of the things that I brought back, because you know, when you go to conventions, you know you have to go to the dealers and art rooms. So I brought home a few things. I usually limit myself to about $100 to $200 because I know me. The first time I ever went to a convention, I actually came back with a grand's worth of Gundam models. Yeah, I got way too many. But I've since then narrowed it down. But this time I went a little over because there was something I found that is quite rare and I haven't seen in a long time. But let's show you what I found. So I love the artist alley, and I love finding artists who are actually there. The first thing I always do when I'm at the artist alley is ask who drew these. If the person is not there, I'm not going to buy them, because I have noticed in a lot of conventions, you'll see the same picture at 4 different booths. And they'll all be like, oh, so-and-so drew them. And that's like, I don't know. So when I find artists that are there, I definitely love to buy their art, especially when it's something good. So the first one I have is this awesome Avengers Assembles, the comic style, not the MCU version, based off of the comics. I love this picture. I love all the details. I love Raccoon Boy here, the Wasp. The way Captain America looks, and I'm not even a fan of Captain America, but I like the way he looks in this. Iron Man, of course, this is what we all want in the MCU, and I love the way they did this, especially in the comics form. The next one was from the same artist, and this is an anime show that I love. I've loved it ever since it came out. It made me read the manga, and it now has me reading the light novels. It is Goblin Slayer. Goblin Slayer, by far, is one of my favorite mangas, animes, light novels, and I love this. You got Priestess, you got Goblin Slayer looking as badass as he normally does. I love the way that looks. I love that some of the cosplayers that I got of Goblin Slayer did some really good, especially this one guy who had smoke coming out, because the way I took the picture, it caught it just perfectly. Now, the next artist, the 2 that I bought were because of the adorableness. I love adorable characters in anime. The ones that you don't want to make your waifus, but the ones you want to protect. So, the first one is definitely all about the protecting. It's Shield Hero with Raphtalia and Philo right off the bat. These 2 are daughters. You don't make these your wives. You adopt them, you protect them, you feed them, you love them. And I love how this looks. Raphtalia, she's a gorgeous raccoon little girl, and Philo is the most adorable small chicken you'll ever find. And by that same artist, there's a picture of a waifu who's actually your wife and your mother, and you will accept that, and you will love it. It is Senko Son. I love Senko Son. If I could actually ever have a wish of a waifu become real, it would be this fox girl. I'm sorry, it's not about the looting, it's all about the wholesomeness. All she wants to do is love you, feed you, take care of you, let you fluff her tail. It is adorable, and I love this art style. She looks so cute, and of course, I've never had a Senko Son art, so I had to buy it. Now, if you've watched any of my previous videos where I've come back from conventions, you know that I've only just recently started getting into buying figures. Only twice at conventions have I bought figures, so I've got a total about, I don't know, 6? Yep, 6 now that I've done a count, and I'm slowly getting into it. I'm not quite yet to the point of shelling out $400-something for figures. If I did, I'd have my main wife, Rory Mercury, but I don't. But I will allow myself to buy up to a certain amount, and I got 3 figures this time around, which are my normal price figures, which I was going to be fine with, but then there was one that I had to buy because it's one I haven't seen in a very long time, and it's very rare to find it. So let's start with the normal figures, and then I'll get to that surprise one at the end. The first one is one of my favorite characters because it's the best trap wife, and I don't care what anyone says about that in the Fate series. It is Astafel. This boy-girl Y-boner, I'm sorry, I love this character. He's always so happy, he's cheerful, and I love how he interacts with Ruler when she finds out that he's actually a dude. It is hilarious. Let me take this out of the box so we could see him. And there we go. Astafel in all his pink-haired glory. I love the look at this. There was actually two choices I had, and I had a cosplaying friend who she was dressed as Astafel, so I had to ask her, which cute trap should I go with? And she said, this one's probably the best one. I love the details. I love how the cape is separated, so it works out. I love the detail on the pink hair. The face alone, I mean, look at how adorable that is. I love this character. Astafel is fun. If you have not watched Fate Apocrypha with him, you should. He is an adorable ADHD ball of fun. The next one is another Fate character from a little more better known series, Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. And actually this one is from the Heaven Feels movie. It is Rider. And if you know the Fate series, you might be noticing a pattern here. I cosplay Eskander, which is a rider. Astafel, which is a rider. Rider, which is a rider. This is a Medusa, if I remember correctly. So, I love the Fate Stay Night. I watched the old original one, and this character was one of those, I think I could enjoy her being my wife, because she was just gorgeous. So, let's pop this open and see how she looks. Ooh, this one is, lots of pieces. Wow. I mean, not bad for spending $40. The other one was just one solid piece. This one's in multiple pieces, so wow. Alrighty, and there we go. I mean, battle attacking, the whips out in the back. You could actually turn these to where they'd be more wide out, but I wanted them to follow the hair. This is actually the first one I ever had that included stands because it's keeping her hair up, her knee up. And I love this. Medusa has always been one of my favorite characters in the Fate series. And booty. Gotta love it. And I mean, she is terrifying and dangerous, but I've seen concept art. I've seen where she's always in like a sweater with glasses. She looks adorable. So she is up there in one of my favorite riders. She's probably the first rider I ever fell in love with. So I had to get her when I saw this because she is gorgeous. Alright, and the last of the normal figures is not a Fate character. But I believe it's my first boy figure. Well, not including Astafel because Astafel's a trap. In fact, this character could kind of be considered a trap. Maybe? Possibly? Who knows? Anyways, it is Rimuru from that time I was reincarnated as a slime. I saw this and I had to get this. This is my favorite slime boy. One of my favorite isekais because he's so adorable. And a little bit of spoiler for those who don't read the manga or light novel. This boy's next season is going to have a kill count that puts some other fighters to shame. So I can't wait for that. So let's take a look at this figure. This one actually comes in a box and cardboard all around it. Most of them just come wrapped up in plastic. This one came in boxes, so now this one comes in parts as well, apparently, so I gotta put him together as well. But I like the look of him, so I'm okay with that, and this will only take me a minute. Alrighty, here he is. I mean, look at that orc. I love it. Like he's transforming from slime into his humanoid form with his wings. I love the detail on the scarf. I don't know if you can see that. My camera would focus, but It actually looks like it's kind of furry. The blade, I just gotta... Ugh, it did get a little bent, but that's okay. I can fix that. It's a little stretch. But he's got his katana, which he uses quite well in the show. The wings, I love that, because the funny part is he doesn't need the wings to fly, but he just does it subconsciously. He's actually learned the ability to just skywalk without them, but he does them because, you know, it's anime. So you could reposition the sword. Ugh. I love the flow of his coat. I mean, look at that face. It's like when I said he, she, it's trap. Who knows? Rimuru is basically that. He's a slime, so he could be boy or girl. This, I saw this and I had to get it. So, I mean, I love the detail on this. Rimuru, I love his show, so I know I had to get him. Now, the last thing that I got was a surprise because it is from a very, very old game that I don't see figures for anymore. They don't really make them anymore. It is from the game Xenosaga back on PlayStation 2. The character is Cosmos. Now, I mentioned that this was a little bit different and special earlier, and you might be wondering why. This is not a figure. This is a model kit. I did not know that these come in model kits. See, when you build her, she could look like that. This is unpainted. This is painted. So I'm going to get a little closer so you can see. So if I want to make it and not paint it, I could do that and it'll look out pretty good. And like I said, I rarely see these. So when I saw this, especially for $80-something, I knew I had to get it. And I mean, just look at this. These are just parts. And I've built Gundams since the early 2000s, so I know I'm going to enjoy this. Now, Cosmos has got many different forms in the game. She had 3 games, and yet she had like 4 or 5 different style looks. This one is version 4, I believe the last version. So I'm going to take my time building this because Cosmos probably was my first waifu before I knew what a waifu was, because I didn't even watch anime before this came out. And the last secret thing that I bought that I kind of forgot about, but I remember it because I only bought this because the seller was so happy. Folks, if you are going to be a seller at conventions, do me a favor. Be happy with what you're selling. Don't just go in there looking for money. Sometimes people like me, we will buy stuff just because it is entertaining to see the way you act, the way you talk. I've bought books from people who wave me down happily and talk to me about their books. I had no interest in the books, but because of that person's attitude, I bought it. Same thing with this person. This is a pin. See, this is Askandar and his master from Case Files. See, I haven't watched Case Files, which is a kind of a spin-off of the Fate series, but this lady, because she became so happy, she was talking with a friend of mine, and then she saw me, and the guy who was playing who was dressed as the master of my character, and she got so giddy, she started jumping up and down. She talked to me, she got really excited, and said, "Oh my God, look, it's only $5. I made this, and you look perfect." And because of her whole attitude, I bought this pin. I don't buy pins, okay? Usually pins are given to me, so this was the last secret thing I bought. Folks, like I said, if you're going to be a seller, be happy, be energetic. People will buy from you. Well, folks, that's my small haul from Katsucon. My next convention is going to be RTX, which I'm not going to be cosplaying for. That's my one convention where I sit back, relax, just take photos of people in their cosplays. So if you guys are going to be out to RTX, keep an eye out for me. You may see me with my group of fellow idiots who are just walking around having fun. What about you folks? Did you go to Katsucon? Have you been to any conventions? Do you have any items that you keep an eye out for, or that you've bought that you want to tell me about, let me know in the comments below. Anyways, folks, thank you for joining me, and I will catch y'all next time. See ya!